Good afternoon. I'm Nate Pooterball. While the rest of the top 25 slugged it out yesterday, OSU didn't even sweat. They went into Madison and beat up the Badgers 34-0, securing their second shutout of the season. It was a career day for Julian Sayin, going 36-42 for 393 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Carnell Tate had 111 yards on 6 catches and 2 touchdowns. In other games around college football, number 17 Vandy beat number 10 LSU. Georgia finally got a stop and took down number 5 Mississippi State. Arizona State upset number 7 Texas Tech. Alabama dropped Tennessee. BYU won the Holy War over Utah, and Notre Dame took out USC. In hockey, the CBJ got their first home win of the season, beating the Lightning 3-2. Kirill Marchenko got the go-ahead goal in the third, and Jet Greaves stopped 17 shots to earn his first win of the season. Columbus Crew SC knocked out the New York Red Bulls last night 3-1. And in the NFL, the Browns are at home. They take on the Dolphins at 1. Breaking sports news, what happens to the fan?
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Here are your hosts, Dave Biddle and Scottie Vegas.
Welcome to On the Money, 97.1 The Fan. I am Dave Biddle. I am joined by Scottie Vegas. We have producer Nate Pooterball at the controls. And my friends, I think Julian Sayin just threw another dime. Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
goodness gracious. Even though he moves in the pocket, you know, it's not just the accuracy and the poise. I mean, he's got it all. He ran the ball a little bit, and now he went from kind of a long shot to win the Heisman to all the way up to third as far as the odds. And the top 3 are bunched together. Mendoza from Indiana, Simpson from Alabama, and our guy Julian Sayin right there, third lowest odds to win the Heisman Trophy.
Well, and it's funny because you and I are at Hollywood Casino yesterday, and we're talking to the sportsbook manager, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a little surprised at the lack of action that we've been taking on the Heisman, whether it's Jeremiah or Julian Sayin." He's like, he actually gave me the printout, and he showed me. He's like, it's 14-1 on Sayin, it's 11-1 on Jeremiah. This was going into the game yesterday, and he's like, and we really haven't had much. And I'm like, yeah, well, here's the deal with it. It's a little tricky because you have 2 guys on the same team, right, trying to win this Heisman Trophy. So it's like you're trying to predict which of the 2 guys is the guy to bet on. And yesterday was the separation, right? Because now all of a sudden you see Julian Sayin go from 14-1 to now he's 4-1 to win the Heisman Trophy. And you saw Jeremiah Smith. Look, he didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a touchdown, but he didn't have a bad game. But Dave, he goes from about 11-1. Now he's 35-1. So it's wild, the roller coaster of following the Heisman Trophy odds.
Yeah, and if you were like rooting for, obviously, if you're a Buckeye fan, there's one major goal, and that is to win the national championship and beat Michigan along the way, of course. But like if you're rooting for Ohio State to win a Heisman, that was a good thing yesterday. Now, if you're rooting for J.J. Smith to win the Heisman, it wasn't. Because what did you say? And it was such a salient point. Like, it could be a thing where Sayin and J.J. are like splitting votes. Now you don't really need to worry about that because Sayin, his odds just skyrocketed because of what Carnell Tate did. It's like people are going to be like, oh, I don't really see JJ getting really back. He'd have to have a couple of absolute monster games. But then those numbers would also go to Julian.
Yeah.
And you look at what Julian's doing. He entered yesterday. I have to look at the updated stats. Number 2 in the country in passing efficiency. I have to think he's number 1 now. He was already number 1 in completion percentage. Then he had just an unbelievable day yesterday. And some of these passes were like, it was just like NFL. I was just saying to myself, that was NFL. That was NFL. Not like NFL, like pretty good NFL quarterback, like Joe Montana in his prime. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but some of these passes, I'm just like, I could not believe the ball placement from Julian Sayin.
Well, and you brought up Joe Montana. It's funny because at our table at the casino we're watching, and people are like, this is kind of Tom Brady-esque, right? Where he just finds the right guy to throw to and doesn't miss. Like he never seems to miss the open guys. And yeah, the completion percentages were unbelievable. But I do want to talk about this from a betting perspective on the Ohio State. Again, Ohio State covers, and they cover by a wide margin again yesterday. That spread ended up at Ohio State minus 25.5, and it was really, again, down the stretch, not in doubt. I know Ohio State was only up 17-0 at the half, and so you're starting to think, okay, well, are they going to cover this spread? End up winning the game 34-0. But before the game started, you and I were kind of talking about this. It's like, it's hard to see Wisconsin getting to double-digit points. Well, it was hard to see Wisconsin getting to 1 point because they ended up getting shut out in that game. But we're like, gosh, that line is 25.5. We expect Ohio State offensively to probably put up at least 5 touchdowns, like in that territory. So it's hard to see how anybody would be taking Wisconsin at the plus 25.5. That was our pregame thought on it, was we didn't think Wisconsin was going to score very much. And so you're looking at the spread. And now in hindsight, we're looking at it. It's like, so many bettors like to see a game and put it with a lot of other stuff. Like, we fall into that too, where it's like, okay, we like the Ohio State spread, but let's add this one. Let's add this one. Let's parlay 5, 6, 7, 8 things together. When it's like, you could just go a larger amount on something you feel really, really good about.
I try to do both.
Yeah.
I try to, but you're right. I fall into the parlay trap too much.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, I think a lot of sports bettors do. I do too. But that 25.5, we were looking at it and we're like, gosh, that confidence level in that 25.5 was really high for us in the pregame.
You called it during the show. You were like, I cannot believe this is not at least at 28. And you go, then I would still take Ohio State to cover.
Yeah.
You were like 20. And you also said, and when it looked like there was going to be like a rainy day, a windy day, it kind of made sense that the point spread was going down because it opened at 28.5.
Yeah.
You guessed 28.5 on the show last week. It came out. Nate was like, guess what the spread is? 28.5. Bam. Then it went down to 27.5. By the time I wrote the story for Bucknuts the next day, it was 26.5. Then it was 25.5.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, because of the weather. Now that they know the weather's going to be nice, it's going to go back up. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And it was one of those games, Scotty, where it was like 34-0, but it felt like, Ohio State won by a lot more than that.
It felt like you could name the score, right? And here's the deal too with Wisconsin. We were looking at that, and the other way that if you especially with this Ohio State defense. So going forward, I think this is something that you should do if you're looking to bet on the Buckeye game. Look at the team total points for the other team. So yesterday it was 7.5. Wisconsin 7.5, and that half was big because obviously you're not generally going into a game, especially a Big Ten game, thinking you're going to shut them out. But we did think it would be very, very odd for Wisconsin to get to double-digit points. So that's another betting perspective that you can have going into these games, is look at that team total for the other team, because this OSU defense, Dave, is so ridiculously good that 7.5 was almost a gift.
I have one concern, and that is, now a lot of people are like, well, the running game wasn't good. It's like, well, I'm not concerned about it in a nutshell, because when you're just doing whatever you want to do in the passing game, I'm not too concerned about what I saw yesterday. Here's what I am concerned about, though. They need to mentally prepare, like when they go to Ann Arbor on November 29th, that it's just going to be bad weather.
Yeah.
That it's going to
windy,
be
rainy,
sleet,
ugly.
Yeah, cold, windy, and if it's not, great. Prepare for that.
Yeah.
So a game like yesterday doesn't really prepare for that, but that doesn't mean they can't prepare for. They have an off week now. They still have 4 games before they play Michigan, because Michigan's not certainly not a great team this year, but they're a good team.
Yeah.
They'll be ranked now. They're physical. They can run the ball. If they get Justice Haynes back, that'll be interesting. Underwood will be a good quarterback. Right now he's erratic. He'll make some great plays, but that's my concern. Because that would be the way that Michigan could beat this Ohio State team, is if it's bad weather. I just don't see them winning if it's a fast track-ish.
Can I tell you my other concern?
Yeah.
My other concern is still the kicking game, right? If you get
That's
to
fair.
the point where, okay, the game is on the line and you have to hit even a 40 to 45-yard field goal, and we saw what happened last year against Michigan, that confidence level is very low with me with Ohio State kicking. Like,
Yes.
it really is, unfortunately. And it's actually not just field goal kicks, it's also punting. Like, I still have my fears. If you're in a close, tight game, is the kicking game would probably be my number one concern.
I also don't need Brandon Ennis catching punts at the 2.
But he did make an incredible move to get out of there.
I know.
But you're right.
As soon as you do that, and then you fumble, everybody's going to be like, what are you doing catching the ball at the 2? And it would have been no. But he did. Brandon Ennis had a good game yesterday. Got banged up a couple times. I'm like, well, he's out for the game. Comes back in. He's a tough dude to be named a captain, to be an Iron Buckeye. We know Brandon Ennis is a tough guy. Had a good game. Like I said, twice I thought he was knocked out of the game and would come back in, but I still do not need him catching punts at the 2. Real quick, let's look at the betting odds to win the national championship. To the surprise of nobody, Ohio State is still number 1. It's down to 280, plus 280 ESPN bet. Next is Alabama, plus 650. Indiana, 8-1. Notre Dame, 10-1. Oregon as well is 10-1. Undefeated Texas A&M, 11-1. Georgia, 12-1. And then, it drops off a little bit with Miami 16-1, Texas 18-1.
So Ryan and I had this discussion last hour. Looking at the college football world as a whole, we feel like Ohio State is obviously at the top step, and then there's a step down. And in my opinion, there's only one team that's on the next step down, the team that would worry me the most. Let's say Ohio State played this team on a neutral site game in a playoff. There's one team that I'm like, I think I'd be a little nervous going into the game. Still think Ohio State's the better team, but yes, you're lipping it. And I'm usually bad at reading lips, but it is the same team. It's Alabama, right? They win 4 straight SEC games against ranked teams. They look really good offensively. Like Ty Simpson is right up there with Mendoza and with Julian Sayin in the Heisman odds. That's the team, Dave. And look, respect to Indiana. Absolutely love what they're doing as far as a team, and I think they're probably in the next step down. And I think you might throw Texas A&M in that territory with Indiana too. But to me, Alabama is the one team, Dave, looking at the country as a whole that would scare me.
Yeah, and now Notre Dame looks like they're not a lock. They still have to take care of their business. But it looked like if they can get past USC, I don't know who's going to beat them the rest of the way. And 10-2 Notre Dame is a lock.
I know.
For sure.
You just can't kill them, can you? Like it was the same last year where they had that early loss to Northern Illinois, and it's right off Notre Dame. And now they have 2 losses early in the year this year, and then it's like, right off Notre Dame. Well, nope, Notre Dame's finding their way back.
Speaking of Northern Illinois, the Ohio University Bobcats just ran them out of Peden Stadium yesterday, as they are wont to do. All right, up next, let's talk some more Ohio State football. This is On the Money.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The fan.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, rich stuffing, and cranberry sauce. Add a side of warm, savory gravy for ultimate holiday comfort. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease a new 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE for just $189 a month. You heard it, $189. Plus get owner assurance and America's best warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Only at Great Lakes Hyundai, Columbus or Dublin, or glakeshyundai.com.
GLakesHyundai.com.
With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 10 miles per year, ends 11/3.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at Runyon Dental runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyears and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
When you need a mini excavator or a not so mini excavator, lean on Green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and hardest working equipment experts in Columbus, we can help you take a big step toward a mini excavator in one of 17 different sizes, from 2,000 to 18,000 pound machines with 6 to 24 feet of reach and 5 to 15 feet digging depth. Though in the most rental locations, and it's no wonder the Columbus builders who are building Columbus lean on Green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com. And we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Treat yourself to a new ride from Coughlin Ford. Lease a new 25 Ford Mustang, Escape, or Bronco Sport. $399 a month with 0 down. New 25 Bronco, Explorer, F-150, or Lightning. Only $499 a month with 0 down. Visit our newest location in Marysville or CoughlinFord.com.
48-month lease, all factory rebates to dealer. 7,500 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. Excludes $387 dock fee, $395 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 10/31/25.
Taking out the trash. Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. If your home's already feeling drafty or your energy bills are creeping up, now is the time to do something about it before the cold really sets in. And Universal Windows Direct is making it easier than ever with an October deal that's packed with value. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free with no limit. Plus, enjoy 0% interest for 3 full years. And to top it off, get an extra $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule this month. Call 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com.
Love football, love wings. Put those bad boys together and you get Austin and Byrne live at Roosters.
Presented by Bryant Heating and Cooling.
Large amounts of football and all the donkey sauce you can handle. Mondays on the Fans YouTube channel. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're tracking the rain and the windy conditions here for today, as rain will continue throughout the day with rainfall amounts over a half an inch by tonight. And we are expecting winds gusting over 30 miles per hour, ushering in some cooler temperatures for the afternoon down into the 50s. And then by tonight, the rain will clear out and we'll get clear skies and cooler temperatures down in the 40s here by your Monday morning. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. D. Biddle places over-unders on how many traffic lights he hits coming into the studio. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
All right, was it over or under this morning, Dave, on the traffic lights?
Under.
Yes!
Under the one right by Ryan Baker's house, which they just put up recently, you know. Sometimes I just blow through that. That shouldn't even, they don't even need a traffic light there, but it was green today. I didn't have to break the law.
I've got a couple wild betting stats to throw out there. We're going to talk more Ohio State football in just a minute, but on the college football front as a whole. And our guy, Mark Condon on YouTube, brought up a really good point. He said, we all need to start fading teams that are traveling across the country. And he's right? It has been an absolute fact. I thought that Washington was the right side in that Washington-Michigan game with Michigan really banged up.
Looked like it was at halftime.
It looked good early, yeah. And then Michigan comes out and wins the second half.
Yeah.
It was a noon game where Washington obviously had to travel across country. And then you have USC and Notre Dame at night. USC traveling across country, coming to Indiana. I got a couple wild stats for you guys. USC 1-13 straight up in their last 14 games in Central or Eastern time zones. 1-13 straight up. That is really an incredible number. USC has now lost 11 straight games at top 25 teams. They're 0-6 under Lincoln Riley. A couple other betting notes that I thought was interesting. So Vanderbilt and LSU yesterday. And Vanderbilt ends up coming away with the win. Vanderbilt hadn't been a favorite against a ranked opponent since the year 1947.
Wow.
That was the last time Vanderbilt was a favorite against a ranked team.
Just a ranked team, top 20, top 25.
Top
Because
25, yeah.
LSU was ranked 10th.
Yep. And they ended up closing as a 1.5-point favorite.
That's awesome.
They win the game. And one other thing, looking at some of the interesting stats. So the most outright losses as a double-digit favorite since 2022. There's 3 guys who have 5 losses as double-digit favorites. Kalen DeBoer, Mario Cristobal, and Hugh Freeze. And I bring that up because Mario Cristobal is 16-5 now straight up as a double-digit favorite. They lose on Friday night in that game against Louisville.
We've had some good Friday night games. I'm liking this, man.
I love the Friday night.
I do, too, because, I used to love the Thursday night, but then we have NFL, though. This past NFL Thursday not included. That was a great game. A lot of times we're just getting snoozers on Thursday night. But now I used to love the Thursday night college football.
Yep.
I'm loving the Friday. I love that we had 2 really good games.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know if I'd call Minnesota and Nebraska a good game.
No.
But it was funny to see everybody Matt Rule's going to be the next coach at Penn State. And I kind of joked on Twitter. I was like, Penn State, okay, maybe let's cancel that interview with Matt Rule and set up one with PJ Fleck. No.
Well, we're going to get into that Penn State coaching search actually in about 10 minutes because we're going to do our own little Penn State coaching search draft.
Oh, I hear Urban Meyer, all these nonsensical names. Nick Saban's going to come out of retirement, someone thought.
There we go.
Why wouldn't he just retire at Alabama and then come up to Penn State? Give me a break.
Maybe he'll be your number 1 pick in our Penn State coaching search.
Yeah, I'm using reverse
draft.
psychology just so you don't take him.
But back to Ohio State this segment, and one of the things that I love to say, and I hear it all the time, and I love this saying, is good teams win, great teams cover spreads. In Ohio State, again, a 25.5-point favorite, and they cover the spread. Really, they have been covering the spread by an average of 10 points per game. So, that's the best of anybody in the country, by the way.
They've been putting the spread in the blender.
They have. And the only time that Ohio State did not cover this year was by a half point to
Ohio University Bobcats.
The Ohio Bobcats. Yeah, they have covered every other game. So, and really going back all the way to that Ohio State-Michigan game last year, Ohio State now is 10-1 against the spread in their last 11 games. That's incredible. Thinking all the way through the playoff, covering all those games, covering that 1 versus 2 matchup against Texas, covering all these games. Ohio State continues to be a cover machine. And there were only 2 teams that were undefeated against the spread in college football. One was Memphis, and the other was Texas Tech. They both lost outright yesterday, so we no longer have any teams that are undefeated against the spread. But Ohio State, again, covering the spread by 10 points per game on average.
We're down to 6 teams total that are undefeated. 6, one of them being Navy.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, and local Hilliard Derby product, Horvath is their quarterback.
Yeah. No, that's really cool.
I don't want to butcher. I think it's Blake Horvath. Do I have that right? I don't want to butcher the kid's name, the young man's name. Yeah, he was a really good quarterback for Navy last year as well. Yeah,
but
Blake Horvath from Hilliard is Navy's quarterback, and he can throw the ball too. Like, they don't air it out, but he throws the ball like double-digit times, which for Navy is a lot, and he's good.
Yeah.
He's really good. He runs, obviously. He's the Navy quarterback, so Navy's undefeated. So, yeah, we're down because a lot of undefeated teams, bit the dust this weekend, my friend, including on Friday night.
Yeah, you love the chaos. I remember looking at the top 25 scoreboard, and you just go through it, and you're like, oh, another ranked team lost, another team lost, and they talk about a lot of the talk this year is all about parity, and I agree. It does seem across the board, but it does feel like Ohio State is a step above everybody else, especially when I tell you that they have been covering by 10 points a game, which is an incredible number. As a number one team, a lot of times a public team spreads are a little bit inflated as well. And so for Ohio State to be the number one team and to also be covering by that large of a margin is something. Now, nitpicking, because I've had a couple people reach out and we've had some people on YouTube mention this too. If you were to look at one potential weakness for Ohio State to get a little bit better, what is your thoughts on the right side of this offensive line, Dave? Because that has been kind of the one thing that people have been bringing up is that a weakness for Ohio State?
It's not a weakness overall because I think Phillip Daniels overall has been very good this year and will get better. He's just a third-year sophomore. I frankly thought he'd be more inconsistent than he had been, and he had his worst game as a Buckeye yesterday. And Julian Sayin, at least 4 or 5 times avoided a sack just by doing something in the pocket, nice little movement in the pocket, then maybe make another little move, step up in the pocket, move to the left, bam, completion. He did that 4 or 5 times where he could have got sacked. Not only did he not just not get sacked and throw it away, which would have been good, he then is throwing the ball down the field. One of them was that touchdown to Carnell Tate, where Carnell Tate got smacked in the face. It was double covered, and Julian put it. You can say it was double covered. 2 guys ended up kind of being there. Only one guy had a chance at even getting his hand on the ball, and that was Carnell Tate. He gets his head knocked off, and he holds onto the ball like it was nothing. But, yeah, Phillip Daniels had his worst game yesterday. Tegra Shabola, we don't need to be, too complicated about this. The other 4 guys do not get rotated out on the offensive line. Tegra gets rotated out. If I'm a betting man right now, I think Josh Padilla, they play in the national championship game. We had a bet right now. Tegra and Josh Padilla are healthy. Who's going to be the starter? I bet Josh Padilla. It's just trending that way. It went from Tegra's a starter, period, to, okay, Tegra's a starter, but we're going to rotate Onionwa in. And I was like, all right, Tegra's a starter, but we're going to rotate Padilla in. Now they're rotating Padilla in more. And I really like Josh Padilla, third-year sophomore, former really good high school wrestler. And I think he's going to be the right guard. But I agree. The right side of the line wasn't good. I think the line overall, other than maybe Carson Hinsman and Saraveld, I didn't think the offensive line, Montgomery played well. Yeah, I agree. The right side of the line didn't play well. They need to run the ball better. I thought Bo Jackson had a good game, though. Wisconsin was doing a good job of playing the run. But how about Bo Jackson in the passing game?
Yes, love that.
And that was like an extension of the running game. So, I get it. I said it, for those that missed, my one concern is because this Ohio State team is a juggernaut. They really are. It's easy to see why they are, not just the favorite to win the national championship right now, but, by a fairly wide margin. But my concern is, because we've seen this, you have to plan November 29th in Ann Arbor that it's going to be just awful weather. And if it is awful weather, can Ohio State line up and run the ball when they need to run the ball? Because you cannot rely on throwing the ball in that type of weather. And you can throw short passes, but Michigan will know that. Now, I will say this. Good luck to Michigan moving the ball against this Ohio State defense. Yeah. But that is the great equalizer. So that's my one concern. So, and then plan for terrible weather in Ann Arbor, plan for it, and then if it ends up being, nice weather, so be it.
And just to wrap up yesterday, too, one of the things that caught my attention, Dave, was after the game, Luke Fickell had this quote. He said, Ohio State's as good a team as I've prepared for as a head coach. And I think that said a lot because, Fickell's been around in the Big Ten, several years. He's coached at Cincinnati where he went to a college football playoff back when it was 4 teams. So he has seen really, really good opponents, but that quote really stuck with me as good of a team as I've prepared for is Ohio State. One team that's not so good is Ohio State's next opponent, Penn State. They came into the year with high expectations. We know James Franklin has been fired. We know the search is on for Penn State. We're going to have a little fun next. What we're going to do is we're going to do a Penn State coaching search draft. That's going to be next in 2 minutes on the Money.
Hey, Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Scottie Vegas places so many bets, he can't even remember which teams he's rooting for. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Welcome back to On the Money. 97.1 The Fan, Dave Biddle, Scottie Vegas, Nate Puderbaugh. All right, let's have a draft. See who's going to replace James Franklin as Ohio State. Jeez. Turn my mic off, Nate. Penn State's head coach. Yeah, no kid. That's a take like a shot and down a beer, I think. Goodness gracious. All right, Penn State's next coach. All right, Scottie.
Yeah, and here's what we're going to do with this draft. This is realistic candidates, right? So we're each going to take 4. So we'll end up with 8 candidates. You'll get 4, I'll get 4. And, you know, what the deal is what we think is the most likely hire by Penn State. We'll go back and forth. And I do have betting odds out there that have been out there on Penn State's next coach, so I'll get into that as well as we go. But I'm going to give you the honors of doing the first pick for Penn State.
Oh, wow. I will go with, I don't know if he'll leave because he's doing such a good job there and they have tons of money, but I'll go with Mike Elko.
Oh, wow. Okay, I did not expect you to go that route. Mike Elko is the number 1 pick for you. Okay.
It's not that much of a hot take. Like, I will say, I did read Bruce Feldman said that Mike Elko and Matt Rule, and this was written after Nebraska got smoked by Minnesota.
Yeah.
That Matt Rule and Mike Elko emerge. This is just according to Bruce Feldman. Matt Rule and Mike Elko emerge as top Penn State targets.
Well, and I can tell you in the betting odds that the co-favorite is Matt Rule to be the next head coach.
I just don't get it.
And the odds are plus 150. So, and I'm with you. You know, we get all this information as far as like these coaches kind of were asked about this week, and Matt Rule kind of didn't say no. And I think that's a part of the reason why the odds are what they are and the connection that Matt Rule has. I'm not going to go Matt Rule with my first pick. I'm actually going to go Joe Brady with my first pick. And, you know, he's in the NFL with the Buffalo Bills. We expect them to have a great season. Let's see how far they end up going. But I could see Joe Brady. I'm going to take Joe Brady as my first pick. And again, we're doing a draft of guys that we think Penn State will go after. And one of these we think they'll end up hiring as the head coach. All right, your pick number 2. Who's it going to be after Elko off the board and Brady off the board?
I think they might want to go the NFL route. I heard somebody say this. Maybe get Zach Taylor.
Okay, Dave, you're not getting rid of Zach Taylor via Penn State.
He's a hot commodity. He's coming off a really good win.
Good try
against the Steelers. You know, he's been to a Super Bowl. Did you guys know Zach Taylor won an AFC championship, and it was because of him? So I think Zach Taylor would be a good choice in Happy Valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I will go with. Boy, I'm gonna. This name comes up almost every year.
Gruden.
No, although he would be on my board.
Matt Campbell.
Matt Campbell. Yeah, that is who I'm going with from Iowa State. Just because his name keeps popping up, Midwest guy, I could see Matt Campbell. He's going to be pick number 2 for me.
And people will criticize that because people, Matt Campbell, he's another guy who can't really win the big game. Iowa State is so tough to win at. That is, I mean, first of all, you're in Ames, Iowa, and you play second fiddle to Iowa in your own state, which is a small state. That's a tough place to win. And you know, he's consistently won. He's put guys, you know, good players in the NFL. So if you say, well, okay, you just look at his like top 20 record at Iowa State, it's like, okay, you sure you're getting a better guy than James Franklin? But if you give him Penn State's resources, you know, then again, though, James Franklin did a good job at Vanderbilt, and then he had Penn State's resources and couldn't get over the top. So this is going to be interesting for Penn State to see what they do here. All right.
Pick 3.
Let's see. I'm going to go with I'm blanking on his name.
Is it Stefanski now?
Is it Key? Yes, Stefan. No, I want the Browns to keep him. No, I'm kidding. Mike Tomlin. No, I will go with, is it Key? Who's the Georgia Tech? I'm blanking on the Georgia Tech.
Oh, Key. Yeah. Yes.
I'll go with Key from Georgia Tech.
Okay. Brent Key. Who is 20-1. That's an interesting one. Man, you're going a little more off the board than I expected.
One of the few, and what they should be doing is doing what Ohio State did with Tressel and what Indiana did with Cignetti, and look for somebody from the lower level who's an absolute winner. Tressel won 4 1AA national championships. He didn't have to tell people to Google it. We just knew. And Cignetti, that's what I would do. It's somebody that's not even on our map. I would find, if I was Penn State, find an up-and-coming guy from the FCS ranks, whatever it might be, and not get one of these recycled guys.
I like your Brent Key pick. Georgia Tech is undefeated. What if they, go on and win the ACC, get into the playoff? That'd be kind of a big step, and that would be interesting to me. I'm going to throw Fran Brown from Syracuse out there. Syracuse not great. Their quarterback's injured, but Fran Brown has kind of overachieved a little bit with Syracuse. Although here's the deal. If you're a Penn State fan base, are you energized? You just fired James Franklin. You tell him to go, and you're going to bring in Fran Brown.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what? I changed my pick.
Yes, yeah.
They're not taking Fran.
You lose the
They're not taking
right.
Fran.
They're not taking Fran. No,
they're not taking Bill O'Brien either.
Well, I wouldn't rule it out because he
Boston
did a good
College
job
is
there.
A disaster.
Yeah, but he's there. He took over a mess.
I get it.
And they were actually decent last year.
What about Lane Kiffin?
Not in Happy Valley.
Could they pay up for Lane?
They already know the guy who can't win big games.
They're not going to.
Well, that's why they don't want to get Matt Rule.
Lane's going to stay in the South for sure. That would be hilarious. I hope that happens. Another guy that I wrote down because I heard this. Speaking of a guy that's in the South right now that had no ties to the South, that might be looking to get out if things don't go well. So far, they're going well. But I did hear this name, Kalen DeBoer.
No way.
He's not happy at Alabama. Now, maybe he's happy now. No, I mean, He has had no previous ties to the SEC at all.
I brought this name up to Ryan Baker. He kind of laughed at me, but stay with me for a second on this.
Okay.
What about Dabo? Okay, there's potential for you need a change of scenery between Dabo and Clemson, right? It's kind of gotten like, okay, they've underachieved for several years in a row, and he's upset with the fan base a little bit of, hey, I win a bunch of conference championships and you don't appreciate it. He's got a couple national championships. He would be that splash hire for Penn State, maybe a change of scenery for Dabo would make sense. I have not heard that name thrown out there at all, but am I crazy to throw it out there?
You're not crazy to throw it out there because you're right. It does feel like Dabo, much like James Franklin, like it just needs a change of scenery. Like James Franklin, he's definitely even said wants to coach right away. I thought he might take a year off. Penn State loves hearing that because that means they're not going to pay out the entire buyout. It'll just be prorated from whatever he's making now. Another guy we should throw out there is...
Can I throw two names out there?
Please.
Vandy.
I was going to say Clark Lee at Vandy.
Yeah, I just was looking. Clark Lee, yeah.
And then my other, Pat Fitzgerald.
Oh, I like that one, too. Here's the thing I was thinking about Clark Lee. Would Penn State twice in a row get the Vanderbilt coach? That should have nothing to do with it, right?
That's funny.
It should have nothing to do with it. But yeah, Clark, I like both of those. Pat Fitzgerald.
Let me throw the thing with Pat Fitzgerald. I think Pat Fitzgerald goes to like a Wisconsin. Like he makes sense.
That would make sense. Too.
Yeah.
You're thinking Wisconsin's job might be open? Why? Something happened up there?
Well, I can tell you the betting favorite.
Did they just give Luke Fickell a contract extension?
I can tell you, Dave, the betting favorite on next in an NCAA head coach fired after James Franklin, and it's Luke Fickell at 2-1.
I know.
Now, Billy Napier and Mike Norvell might be fighting to try and take those odds.
Billy Napier managed to get booed in a win yesterday.
I think you're totally right about Pat Fitzgerald. That just seems like a fit. Not that he wouldn't be listen if Penn State called. Now I've the Matt Rule thing. I get it. He played at Penn State. Okay, the Penn State's current AD was the AD at Temple who hired Matt Lurt. But he loses big games too.
Yes, he doesn't win ranked games either.
And he just got smoked by Minnesota.
Yeah. I don't see Matt Rule. I get it. Good coach. If Penn State wants to go 8-4, 9-3, Matt Rule. But I mean, you just fired James Franklin.
Rule is just I'm bringing in the Michigan man for Penn State, but it's a guy that doesn't do anything.
I'm finding the guy. I'm just throwing South Dakota State out there. It's not necessarily the guy that's there. Whoever has been because one of the South Dakota State, North Dakota State, the Montanas, they run the FCS basically up in those parts. I would find somebody from that level. Jim Tressel, I keep going back to it. Jim Tressel, Kurt Signetti, find someone. And I know James Madison at the time was in their second year of D1. I get it. But for the most part, he was a guy from the lower level, including at James Madison for his first 3 years when they were still FCS. I find someone like that, and it doesn't have to be someone young. Tressel was relatively young at 51. Signetti was 63 when they hired him. Or 62 maybe when they hired him. Find someone like that is just a proven winner no matter what, every year, pretty much every year, has won national championships at a smaller level or he's turned teams around. Find someone like that is just a proven winner.
The only problem with that, Dave, is I could see that, okay, where's the splash, right? And I know winning at another level. I'll tell you what, I actually do think it's going to be my number one pick, which was Joe Brady. I think the Bills offense, he runs the Bills offense. He's supposedly an offensive genius. I think that move makes the most sense because I assume that the Bills will probably be in the playoffs and make a nice little run in the NFL playoffs. And let's say they even get to the Super Bowl. He will be a hot commodity. I could see Joe Brady being their hire.
I just want to be clear. You guys both agree that my idea of Zach Taylor to Penn State is not going to happen?
Probably not. What about Eli? I like where you were going with it because I know you've wanted Zach Taylor gone.
Yeah, it's a good landing spot for him,
I'm all for finding ways to get rid of Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor's 1 year coaching in college, did a great job. He was the offensive coordinator at Cincinnati, the Bearcats, it was when Tommy Tuberville was head coach, and it was his 1 year's offensive coordinator. He actually called the plays too. It wasn't offensive coordinator name only. And the Bearcats that year had one of the worst offenses in all of college football. That was his 1 year of being, and he parlayed that into being Sean McVay's water boy with the Rams and then parlayed that into being the Bengals head coach. I think he would do a great job in Happy
All
Valley.
right, before we take a quick break, I want to give you guys the odds that are actually out there on Penn State. And here's what we got. We got Joe Brady at plus 150, Matt Rule at plus 150. You got Fran Brown at 5-1. And then next you've got, then it's Lane Kiffin at 10-1, Bill O'Brien 12-1, John Gruden 14-1, Urban Meyer 14-1, and then Will Stein from Oregon 16-1.
I always wish you
these
could
fake.
I always wish you could bet against this stuff. Like if it's Matt Rule plus 150, I'll take the opposite of that. I'll throw
your odds.
I'll throw a Ulysses on there that he won't be.
Real
you
quick,
know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Real quick, Lawrence hopped on your Dabo to Penn State idea and said, does that mean James Franklin at Clemson?
Oh, just a trade. Yeah.
A little straight up trade.
They don't even need to write new contracts.
Yeah.
They just kind of exchange the contracts.
Like UCLA and Tennessee did with their quarterbacks. This is a straight up trade.
Yeah.
Why not? I think up next, we should have a little draft of our top 5 teams that we think is going to win the national championship in college football and the top 5 teams that are going to win the Super Bowl. That's up next on The Money.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're kind of cute. Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tighty-whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair. Dormar!
You're kind of cute.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, rich stuffing, and cranberry sauce. Add a side of warm, savory gravy for ultimate holiday comfort. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
Taking out the trash. Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs. Taking out the trash.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Hey, Aaron, what are we going to do with these 41 new trucks you bought?
Those extra trucks are to make sure that we can always send someone to the rescue when a customer needs us.
Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians to the rescue.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna keep you warm all winter HVAC technicians.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, you bought those 41 new trucks at exactly the right time.
I know, Jerry, because everyone, everywhere, is needing help with their furnace right now.
Summertime is when furnaces develop problems.
The contacts and relays and sensors get all wonky.
Because summertime is when furnaces are not being used.
And our technicians can unwonk them.
Get Eco. ECO.
If you need someone to unwonk your furnace, get Eco.
Our technicians can unwonk anything.
And with 41 new trucks, they can get there fast. Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna keep you warm all winter HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
When you're building a single-family house, multi-unit house, townhouse, penthouse, row house, or tiny house, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. The Columbus builders who are building Columbus do. They know they can rent the right equipment at the right price right now, thanks to the largest rental fleet and most rental locations in Columbus. All powered by people for equipment know-how, support, transport, and training. So no matter what you've got going in or going up, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
Treat yourself to a new ride from Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Get 0% on a new 25 Kia EV6 or 26 EV9, or get up to $11,000 off MSRP. Get 1.9% on a new 25 Telluride during the Kia Fall Sales Event. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
Based on 2024 retail sales, 0% for 60 months and 1.9% for 48 months equals $1,667 and $2,165 for 1,000 finance through Kia Motor Finance. Not all will qualify. Manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Ends 10/31/25.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Sports gambling, fantasy football, and tailgating before a massive day of pigskin. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
All right, Ohio State, obviously the clear number one team in the country. It is now our job to go 2 through 5 on teams we think are most likely to win the national championship. And you and I have kind of debated this back and forth. We know we both are in agreement that Alabama is the biggest threat. So let's go ahead and put Alabama in at number 2. What about number 3? Third most likely team to win the national championship in your eye. And I'll make the case, I'll make a couple different teams out there, and you tell me which way you're leaning. One is Indiana. Right, they're number 3 in the country, so that makes sense. But they've got the quarterback, potential number 1 pick in the draft, potential Heisman winner in Mendoza. You've got Texas A&M, who I feel like has kind of quietly been really good this year. And, they have a great offense. I still have questions about their defense, but I think
their head coach, too. Elko was a really good hire.
Yeah. Notre Dame might need to be in that conversation as well at number 3. We think 2 losses, but they're playing well. They run the ball well. And then Oregon. I think, to me, that's kind of the cloud of teams that we should choose from in the rest of this top 5. So we're going to go Ohio State 1, Alabama 2. Who would you say is 3?
I'm not going to put this team 3. One more that I put in for consideration would be Georgia. Yeah. Number 3, I have Indiana. Here's why. People talk about Mendoza, and rightfully so, and they have good receivers, really good receivers. I tell you what, man, they have a good offensive line, a good defensive line. They have a good defense, period. They're physical. I don't see weakness with this Indiana team. Are they on the level of Ohio State? No, but I think this is not just an Indiana team that's like a cute story, okay? This is an Indiana team that was really good. They were really good last year. I thought they were more than a cute story last year, even though they only lost 2 games. Well, the 2 games they lost were to the national champion and the runner-up national champion. But what they're doing this year, they're better. So I have Indiana 3.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I will tell you that again, if we're in a playoff scenario where it's neutral sites, we're at the end of the year, team that I think would be more dangerous than Indiana, and I know this game just happened.
I was going to say.
I would still probably lean Oregon. If they played on a neutral site, and I know they played at Oregon.
I was going to say, what if they played at Oregon?
And it's a playoff game. I'll be honest with you. I think if they played next week, neutral site, I'd probably pick Oregon to win the game.
I don't think that that's a hot take. I think Oregon might even be a slight favorite. It would be maybe a pick 'em. I can't imagine like Indiana wouldn't be favored by like 3.5. It would be like Indiana barely favored, Oregon barely favored, or a pick 'em. I don't think that's a hot take. Here's one thing I would say about that game. It was one game, and we have to be careful with that, as we know in football, anything can happen in one game. But like that wasn't just 30-20 in Autzen. Like Indiana was clearly the better team, the more physical team. And if not for that pick, well, I know you can't just be like, oh, other than the 40 times I struck out. No, other than the pick 6. But seriously, if Mendoza didn't have that pick 6, Indiana could have like perhaps run away with it. I just think they're a better team than Oregon, but you could go either way. I had Oregon 4th.
Okay, so for our consensus, we'll go Ohio State 1, Alabama 2.
Tie for 3rd.
We'll let Nate determine.
Yes. I'm going Indiana over Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Nate,
we just saw the game.
Judge Puderbaugh.
We just saw the game, and Indiana was clearly the better team.
I get it. I'm just saying that in 2 months, I'd be more nervous, I think, of playing Oregon
and the revenge factor
than Indiana.
Like Ohio State. Well, not that I thought really Oregon outplayed Ohio State that much in the first one, but then Ohio State just smacked them around in the Rose Bowl.
All right, fifth most likely team to win the national championship.
So you said Notre Dame was your, I think, 5th, and I said Georgia. To use your example, Georgia and Notre Dame are playing on a neutral field right now. I think Georgia would be favored, and I would pick them to win straight up.
I get it. I also think A&M needs to be in that conversation as well.
A&M for sure. I'm sorry.
I think A&M's played with fire way too much this season. I don't believe in A&M.
I think I would put Notre Dame at 5. I just love how they run the football. Like, man, it is going to get that run. I love how they run the football. But I absolutely think that Notre Dame, after that run to the title game last year, and I like the quarterback. I like Carr, quarterback. I think I would trust Notre Dame more than Georgia.
If we're using the OSU Oregon comparison, A&M won by 1 point at Notre Dame.
I know.
And I think if they turned around, Notre Dame would smack around A&M.
I agree. I think Notre Dame would win by 7+.
Right. I mean, talking about Miami, and rightfully so. They dropped all the way to 17-1. Still maybe 10th, best odds, but everybody was like, it's Ohio State, Miami, Oregon, and then bam, so that hurts Notre Dame a little bit because everybody's like, rightfully so, right? Their 2 losses were to 2 really good teams by a total of 4 points. Well, if Miami's not a really good team, it kind of now it's just one game. It's just one game, but
you know what's clear in doing this exercise? There is a clear number 1 team in the country.
I know it does. There's the Ohio State tier. And then there's that second tier. Now we're fighting over who's in the third tier.
It's number 1 Ohio State, 2, 3, and 4 are Oregon, Indiana, and Alabama, and then it's everyone else.
Well, and I think Alabama's a half step above Indiana.
You take whoever you want there.
I agree. That is tier 2, though. Those 3 are tier 2. Then tier 3 is then led by the likes of A&M, Georgia. You throw Notre Dame in there. I think that's fair to throw Notre Dame in there in the upper part of tier 3. So, all right, good stuff. All right, my friends, the first hour of the show is in the books. Do not go anywhere. We have a jam-packed second hour. We're going to do the parlay party. We're going to do coolest things we've seen. We're going to do this or that. That's coming up next. This is On the Money.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease a new 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE for just $189 a month. You heard it, $189. Plus get owner assurance and America's best warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Only at Great Lakes Hyundai, Columbus or Dublin, or glakeshyundai.com.
GLakesHyundai.com.
With Federal of credit. $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment. 10 miles per year. NC11.3.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Oh no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Pooterball. While the rest of the top 25 slugged it out yesterday, OSU didn't even sweat. They went into Madison and beat up the Badgers 34-0, securing their second shutout of the season. It was a career day for Julian Sayin, going 36 of 42 for 393 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Carnell Tate had 111 yards on 6 catches and 2 touchdowns. In other games around college football, number 17 Vandy beat number 10 LSU. Georgia finally got a stop and took down number 5 Mississippi State. Arizona State upset number 7 Texas Tech. Alabama dropped Tennessee. BYU won the Holy War over Utah, and Notre Dame took out USC. In hockey, the CBJ got their first home win of the season, beating the Lightning 3-2. Kirill Marchenko got the go-ahead goal in the third, and Jet Greaves stopped 17 shots to earn his first win of the season. Columbus Crew SC knocked out the New York Red Bulls last night 3-1. And in the NFL, the Browns are at home. They take on the Dolphins at 1. Breaking sports news, what happens to the fan?
Some people golf on Sunday mornings. Some people place bets on the people playing golf on Sunday mornings. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Welcome back to On the Money, 97.1 The Fan. I am Dave Biddle. I'm joined by my good friend Scott Prokop. We, of course, like to call him Scottie Vegas. We have producer Nate Pooterball at the controls. And right about now, my friends, it is time for the parlay party. Hit it, Nate. All right. Parlay parties where we celebrate anything we want to celebrate. Could be a nice parlay that we hit. Could be anything at all. Scottie Vegas, what are you celebrating, my friend?
You know what? I'm celebrating the fact that we're getting close to my favorite month of the year. It used to be March for March Madness, but I'm telling you, November is the greatest. We got college basketball starting up. I'm excited for next weekend. Ohio State basketball going to get going with a little exhibition against OU. Can't wait for that. I just love the month because obviously you got OSU Michigan in there. You got all the great rivalry games in college football. It's going to be a great time. The other thing I'm celebrating, guys, is I was able to grab the Julian Sayin Heisman odds at 8-1. All right, it was starting to tank yesterday, where it's like, oh my gosh, he started at 15-1. Now it's down to 4-1. I'm going to lose out on all the value, but I was able to get it at 8-1, and I'm really happy I did because I think he is really one of the 3 guys that have a chance to win it at this point. Sayin, Mendoza, and Simpson, I think, are your 3 guys that have a legit shot to win the Heisman now. And I am covered with Mendoza. I did that earlier. and now I've got Sayin. So I'm excited about that. Dave, what are you celebrating this Sunday?
I'm definitely celebrating one of the best performances I've ever seen from an Ohio State quarterback, and just the stats alone. Julian Sayin yesterday, 36 of 42, nearly 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. But it was the way he did it. Some of these throws were just next level. It's one thing to put up stats like that when your guys are completely wide open. It's broken coverage. He was throwing sometimes where it looked like it was in a double coverage, where it was maybe a 1% throw for a normal quarterback. Not for him. He'd make those throws a lot more than 1% of the time. That's why he's the most accurate passer in the country by a wide margin, by the way. So that was really cool seeing Ohio State do what they did. Carnell Tate, the defense with the shutout. So definitely celebrating the way the number one team in the nation, the defending national champions, look. And we might be seeing history this year, my friends. We've never seen Ohio State go back-to-back, and they still have a long way to go. Long way to go. Only 7 games in. If they're going to do it, they're going to play in 9 more games. So still a long way to go, but we might be seeing history. The first Ohio State team to ever go back-to-back. How cool would that be? And then the last thing I celebrate before I kick it to Nate, Scotty and I were at the casino Thursday night for the Bengals-Steelers game, celebrating a great, fun game that the Bengals won. That was a great performance from Flacco and Jamar Chase. And, I made 3 bets while I was there at the kiosks and ended up winning all 3 of those bets, which was pretty crazy. So I enjoyed making a little cash while I was there as well. Definitely celebrating those things. And what are you celebrating, Nate?
Well, of course, I'm celebrating the Ohio State win yesterday. I'm also celebrating 23 years of the U being irrelevant due to Ohio State. They've never recovered from that game. I think it is a point of pride that we killed off the U. And most importantly for me this week, I'm seeing Rush.
Ooh, very nice. Awesome. You know what? And it's true, because looking through that game yesterday, and it's funny in the parlay party, all the talk about Sayin, but the defense. I mean, basically Ohio State, Wisconsin wasn't going to get to 100 yards until that very, very last drive. It was just an incredible performance again by the defense. And Dave, I was pulling up numbers just to kind of look and see just how elite this defense is. This is Ohio State's opponents' scoring this year. Against Texas, Ohio State gave up 7 points. Texas averages 32 points a game. Against Grambling scored 0. Grambling scores 31 a game. Again, OU, a high-scoring MAC team. Washington scored 6 points. Washington averages 45 points a game. Minnesota scored 3 points. They averaged 32 points a game. Illinois scored 16, and they average 37. What this defense is doing is just absolutely unbelievable, Dave.
Wisconsin, they held them to 0, and they averaged 2.
Yes.
And that's how he left out.
I did leave out Wisconsin.
Okay, it's more than 2.
Their average wasn't impressive, so it didn't fit the narrative.
It's more than 2. It's 3.
I love the fact, speaking of the defense and the shutout, I love the fact on that final play on 4th down, the defense said, "We're going to kill you. You're not going to get this score."
Yes.
I love that. Yeah. I absolutely love that. The pride of getting that shutout. And if your only shutout was against Grambling, it's okay, shutting out a Big Ten team, quote unquote Big Ten team with Wisconsin. My goodness, the how the mighty have fallen. Not that they were ever the king of the Big Ten, but from about 1993 till about a few years ago,
West.
they were the king of the JV division for sure. But they came of age obviously with Barry Alvarez in 1993. Ohio State had a really tough game there. It was a tie in Madison back when ties were still a thing in college football. And Wisconsin was a big problem in the 90s and the aughts and the early 2010s, and now they've just completely fallen off the map. All right, let's get into the
awards.
Yes, our college football awards from yesterday. Yes.
All right, so let's start out of who won the day. It can be a player, it can be a team. I think the nominees, I'm going to throw out Vanderbilt as a nominee just because, and I gave this stat out earlier, but they closed as a 1.5-point favorite over LSU yesterday, and Vanderbilt hadn't been a favorite versus a ranked opponent since 1947. So Vanderbilt gets it done. They get a nomination as winning the day when you win a ranked game when you haven't been a favorite against a ranked team since 47.
This might be like a Academy Awards thing where you're nominated for more than one category, because I might have them nominated. If they don't win this one, I might have them in.
Highlighted also on the last one.
Coolest thing I've seen. I know. So either one, but I agree. They're definitely in the running for who won the day. Julian Sayin.
Yes.
Ohio State's defense. You could really name it Carnell Tate. Let's go with Julian Sayin, though. I think if you're going to pick one from Ohio State, because Wisconsin's, not that their defense is good, but their offense is so bad. Their offense would have been bad with Billy Edwards Jr. at quarterback. They're down to their third-string quarterback, who was like a part-time starter at Southern Illinois last year. Jeez.
Well, okay, so
Julian Sayin going from 14-1 to like 4-1 for the Heisman. I think I would take him over. Certainly over Ty Simpson.
Okay, yeah. So and again, you brought up Tate too.
Yeah,
he had 2 touchdowns, 111 yards. I think he's absolutely got to be a nominee.
And some of those catches were unbelievable. But
you're right, Julian's saying the 393 yards, 4 touchdowns. Going from 14-1 to 4-1 to win the Heisman. Guys, I think we can agree. Julian saying congratulations.
Congratulations.
You won the day.
You won the day. All right. Now,
Big loser.
Who lost the day?
And how was it James Franklin?
I know.
It's the James Franklin Loser of the Day award.
Yeah.
There are 3 options. And it's the 3 people that you have to discuss now that James Franklin is gone. It's Lane Kiffin, Brian Kelly, or Lincoln Riley.
I was thinking Brian Kelly.
Can we also throw in Friday night, though?
That game, Nashville.
We got to throw Friday night in there, too.
Matt Rule.
Or the U for always losing.
And the U.
Oh, yeah, the U.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look.
I mean, this is a team that had obviously moved all the way up to number 2, that where people were talking about, okay, Miami's back, and oh, look at their schedule. Their schedule is so weak and wide open now. Miami's a clear they might not even make the ACC championship game.
And they were favored by 11.5. They were playing at home. It's not like they were playing in Louisville. They were playing in Miami.
Georgia Carson Beck decided to show up in that game.
I think, especially with what's going on with Notre Dame, Brian Kelly's like, this is a place you can't win a national championship at. That's why he went to LSU. And then, 2 years later, Notre Dame's in the national championship game. In fairness, Brian Kelly did take Notre Dame to a national championship game in 2012. Then Alabama ran him off the field. But
Texas Tech, another one, too.
It just doesn't look good. Yeah, Texas Tech's another one. It just doesn't look good that Notre Dame's actually gotten better since he's left, and he's not doing that good of a job at LSU. If you get on the LSU boards, the message boards, which is always a great place to get just reasonable thoughts from fans, they're almost ready to run him out of there. So my biggest loser would be Brian Kelly, but I'll listen to you guys and go with the majority rules here.
Boy,
we'll just get one of my this or that's out of the way right now. Now that James Franklin is gone, is it Brian Kelly, Lane Kiffin, or Lincoln Riley on the who is the dude who cannot win the big one scale?
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule certainly can, but Lincoln.
I don't expect Nebraska to win the big
which is so funny that he's the betting favorite still to be Penn State's next coach. I just don't get it.
And the stat of USC is 1-13 straight up in their last 14 in the Central and Eastern time zone. I mean, that's a lot of losses. 0-6 under Lincoln Riley away at AP top 25 teams.
True.
I'm going to go Lincoln.
Okay.
Lincoln can't win the big game.
Break the tie.
But, all right, who's the biggest loser, though?
Brian Kelly's the biggest loser yesterday, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going, okay. All
right.
I thought we were still on that one. All right. Coolest thing that we saw.
Diego Pavia hitting the Heisman.
Well, he'll be there in New York with Julian Sayin.
No, I'm saying just hitting it in the end zone.
Hitting. I gotcha. I thought you said winning the Heisman.
No,
I was like,
hitting it.
Oh, I gotcha. That's awesome. Vanderbilt. I mean, it's like the Northwestern of the SEC, and they're in there just like
pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Another cool thing. My daughter, despite me being a super, I have 2 daughters. Neither one of them are football fans, but my oldest is a freshman at Ohio University, and I'm like, she's not going to go to any football games. I'm like watching the Ohio State game yesterday, and I get a text from my daughter who's at the Ohio University football game with her friend. I'm like, good for you. And she said she was having a blast. So that was pretty cool. That's not going to win coolest thing.
You know what's funny,
for me, that was cool seeing that she was like actually going to the football game at Ohio University. Yeah.
Speaking of OU, Dave, I kid you not, I woke up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. I had this nightmare that I was back at OU having to take an economics class, and I found out it was going to be 5 days a week from like noon to 2, and I woke up in absolute panic this morning. 3 a.m. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank gosh that was a dream.
That's so funny you mentioned that. I'll have dreams sometimes where I'll feel like I'm back in school. I'm like, oh gosh, I got to go talk to the professor and like work on my grade. And I'm like, dude, I'm an old man. Like, what do you? I've been in college.
That's how I felt.
I'm in college since like Vietnam. I mean, dude, it's been a while.
I'm like, oh my gosh, an economics class 2 hours a day every day. I can't handle that. That's why I got a job at the Fan. Just fool around every day.
Yeah, you say that, but you get it done.
I appreciate that.
You and Dan both, right? We say, what does Dan do? Dan gets it done.
Coolest thing we saw. What was it?
I'm with Diego.
I like Diego. I like Diego. Go Diego, go.
I will also say, because of the reaction that we got at the casino when Tate caught that first touchdown ball, it was one of those where everybody jumps up and screams and runs around and yells, or at least I did that. And so that was one of the cool things. So that was one of the cool things that I saw yesterday.
One of the cool things I like to do, I like to look ahead at the betting lines for next week to try and guess them.
Mm-hmm. And you're good at it.
In college, you're really good at it in college football. And then hopefully at the end of the show, Nate can tell us this is where you're wrong, this is where you're right. Let's guess on some betting lines for next week's college football games. That's up next on The Money.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com. And we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender. Expires 10/31/25.
Save big money on your bathroom upgrade at Menards. Tuscany creates thoughtfully designed bath fans that will align perfectly with your style while providing strong performance and near silent operation. They come equipped with a long-lasting dimmable LED light and come in a variety of styles to help your bathroom hit your fashion benchmark. Save big money on Tuscany bath fans. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Realtors usually charge you 6% to sell your house, but not my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They take 1%. It's in the name. And this is full service. No shortcuts. No for sale by owner crapola. They do it all. Call 614-451-6616.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android. And every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Looking for bold flavors and award-winning spirits? High Bank Distillery Co. is your destination for handcrafted cocktails, locally inspired dishes, and Whiskey War, the nationally recognized whiskey. Whether you're going for brunch, dinner, or just a drink, High Bank brings the perfect mix of craft and comfort. Stop by their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations this week. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank Distillery Co., where great spirits meet even better company. Learn more at highbankco.com.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Treat yourself to a new ride from Coughlin Chevrolet. Lease a new 26 Chevy Trailblazer or 25 Trax, $189 a month. New 26 Chevy Equinox, $239 a month. Or a new 26 Silverado, just $369 a month. Visit CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 10/31/25.
It's Monday Night Football on the Fan 2. Catch the Bucks and Lions live from the Motor City. Fan coverage starts Monday at 7 on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, the Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're tracking the rain and the windy conditions here for today, as rain will continue throughout the day with rainfall amounts over a half an inch by tonight. And we are expecting winds gusting over 30 miles per hour, ushering in some cooler temperatures for the afternoon down into the 50s. And then by tonight, the rain will clear out and we'll get clear skies and cooler temperatures down in the 40s here by your Monday morning. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. And now back to a show featuring two dudes who have been kicked out of their homes by angry wives. This pretty much sums up every show we have here on The Fan. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Well, welcome back to On the Money.
What's great, I was looking through our YouTube chat.
I thought you forgot that you were bringing us back.
No. I was looking through our YouTube chat, and Colonel on here says he also had a dream that he was back at OU. However, he wasn't going to class. He was going to one of those classic OU parties. So we appreciate all the comments in the YouTube chat and Colonel.
Real quick, speaking of chat, I forgot to mention, someone solved Dave's Zach Taylor problem and also my Zach Taylor problem.
Yes.
Okay. When Matt Rule leaves to go to Penn State, former Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year and Nebraska alumnus will return home to save Nebraska.
Yes. You Bengals fans will do anything to get rid of him, huh?
Now he's a hot commodity. I mean, who beats the Steelers?
Who better than a great Nebraska man?
Exactly. I love that. Kudos to whoever in the chat said that, and thank you, Nate, for bringing that over the airwaves. Yes, Zach Taylor to Lincoln. Let's make it happen.
All right, one of our favorite exercises in sports gambling, and I recommend it. It's fun, but it also helps you see if there's value to the betting lines. We like to try and guess at the lines before we see them, and then once we know the line, we'll see if there's value one way or the other. So, Nate, you have looked at the lines for today. Give us the game. Dave and I will try and come up with the number.
All right, we're going to start on the SEC. Currently, number 5, Ole Miss is traveling to Oklahoma.
Okay, so Ole Miss coming off the loss. Didn't look good the week before against Washington State. OU coming off the win.
It's in Norman, so I have to think Oklahoma is slightly favored.
Yeah, my
not
initial
by much.
was Oklahoma -4. That was my initial number.
I'm right around there. I was at 3.5, so let's we're right in the same neighborhood. I'll go with yours.
Okay.
-3, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I wrote
Pretty good.
-3/-4. So
there you go, 3.5.
Nicely done. All right.
Missouri is heading to Vandy.
Ooh.
That'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
Can Diego keep it going? So Vandy was a 1.5 point favorite at home against LSU. I feel like Missouri and LSU relatively similar as far as power rankings. I'd say almost Vandy -1 again.
Yeah, because furthermore, LSU has more like name recognition.
Yeah.
So in Missouri, while a solid program has less, so it might even be.
They won in overtime yesterday against Auburn.
It might be even a little close. I agree with you. I think it's. I would say you said Vandy 1.
I'd say
1.5.
Vandy -1. You want to go 1.5? I'm okay.
Vandy
close.
Yeah, Vandy -1.5.
Vandy -3.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there you. Yeah, okay.
More top 25 action in the SEC. A&M is at LSU.
A&M at LSU, must-win game for Brian Kelly. Undefeated A&M. You got to think, as Nate was saying earlier, they've been playing with fire though.
Yeah, I think A&M's favored.
I do think A&M's favored. I'm already thinking like, ooh, I might bet on LSU because no.
But barely.
Let's stay focused here. Yeah, I agree. I think it, especially with it being in Death Valley.
Go A&M -3. You think it's more?
I was thinking a little bit less, just
like
because it's at LSU and it's such a tough place to play, and it's like a must-win. They've been bad on the road.
Let's go 2. That way because you have to be within 2 of this number for us to get the point. So you'd be yes. What is it?
-2.5.
Oh, we said between 2 and 3. There we go. Hey, we're good at this, Dave.
This reminds me so much of like high school and college where I just ace everything. Not at all. Not at all.
Probably the biggest game in the Big 12 next weekend. BYU is at Iowa State.
Oh, jeez.
My Iowa State Cyclones, of course.
Boy, this is a really... Yeah. He's just a big Farmageddon guy.
Yeah, so he must be a big Iowa State fan. That's so funny. Okay, Iowa State at Utah State? Is that? Or no,
BYU is at Iowa.
BYU at Iowa State.
BYU beat Utah last night in a big win for them.
And they're undefeated. They're one of the 6 undefeated teams left in college football.
Gosh, I feel like this is like a field goal type game.
Yeah, do we think BYU's favored, even though it's at Iowa State? I mean,
yeah, maybe slightly. Like maybe we go 2 again.
Okay,
2 BYU.
Right.
1.5.
Oh man. Let's go. The On the Money Sportsbook is open for business.
All right, let's just run through all the Big Ten games since OSU isn't playing.
This.
UCLA is at Indiana next weekend.
Okay, this will be tricky because it's going to be a high number.
At Indiana, oh boy. UCLA has turned into a juggernaut.
Coming cross country. They've won 3 in a row.
You were saying, like, how bad does this make just Sean Foster look? He already looked bad. Well, he didn't have anything to work with, and then he leaves, and they start going on a 3-game winning streak. Okay.
My initial thought was 18, Dave, thinking it could be 17 to 20, somewhere in that range. You think it's higher?
Higher. It's at Indiana.
All the way across, yeah.
I think Indiana 25.
Oh,
I don't think a little less than that.
UCLA's got 3 wins in a row.
Indiana's got 18-2 under Google Me.
I think lower than what you're thinking. Maybe 20.
It's in Bloomington though.
Yeah,
you're not going to walk into Signetti Stadium and just.
You could talk.
Okay, what do you? Okay,
I initially had 17. You could talk me into 19 to 20.
20's the highest I can go.
I'll go to 19.5.
Should have went with Dave, -24.5.
What'd I say, 25?
Yeah.
I almost Ryan Day through my headset.
Usually we'll we'll just like compromise. We'll meet in the middle. And you were so
ready.
Sure. Your brain hasn't comprehended how good Indiana is at football this year.
Well, I'm taking UCLA. That's too many points.
That's not too many points. It'll probably go up if anything. 25. Bam, nailed that one. All right,
you did.
You're wearing the dunce cap. You have to go sit in the corner, and you're not allowed to answer any more questions. Go ahead, Nate.
Illinois is traveling to Washington.
Illinois, Washington.
I've got a number written down, but we're going with what you.
Washington is definitely favored. It'll be close. So let's see. I'll go Washington 3.5.
Okay, I wrote down Washington 3.
3.5.
Oh my gosh, Dave! This is incredible. You have been winning a lot of money lately. Keep it going.
Thank you, sir.
2 more. Michigan at Sparty.
Ooh, in-state rivalry. Michigan at Sparty, so there won't be a fight in the tunnel because it's not in Ann Arbor.
No, down the field.
Yeah, just yeah.
Right.
I wrote down 14, but that feels like it might be a little low because Michigan State's been awful lately.
Yeah.
But Michigan doesn't blow teams out, right?
Yeah, they did get it going in the second half yesterday, but they looked very pedestrian in the first half.
Maybe it's 17?
I'm right around there. I was thinking 16, something like that, 16.5.
16.
Michigan.
12.5.
Oh.
12.5. That seems too
my initial 14 would have won. You talked me out of it.
Okay, now we're even. Okay. My bad.
All right.
Also, I lied because I can't count. There are now 2 more. Nebraska is hosting Northwestern.
Nebraska hosting Northwestern.
What a disgusting game.
So Nebraska's favored, and they're favored
not by that much. Northwestern's been playing better.
Yeah.
They got that big win over Penn State.
And they beat Purdue yesterday. They shut them out.
And Nebraska
19-0.
Looks like garbage.
Yeah, they're playing at home, though.
Maybe like a 4?
I'd go a little higher than that.
5 or 6?
I was thinking more like 6.
Nebraska 6. All right, Nebraska 6.
8.5.
Oh,
just missed it.
All right, last one.
Last one. Minnesota is at Iowa.
Minnesota at Iowa. So Iowa's going to be favored.
Not by a ton.
This is a rivalry game too. These two teams do not like each other. Border states.
What do they play for? Is there some kind of trophy in this game?
I get them all mixed up. The only one that's
the cool, Minoa.
The only one that's cool is the Illabuck, right? Especially when it was a live turtle. All right, so okay, all right. Iowa is favored, but not by a lot.
3. We'll go with the safe 3.
3.5 was the first thing that came in my mind.
All right, let's go 3.5.
Iowa's getting 7.
Wow.
We have not mentally adjusted to Iowa having this explosive offense this year.
We started really well.
All right. Well, we better do better in this or that. That's coming up next on The Money.
Get Eco. Hey, Aaron, what are we going to do with these 41 new trucks you bought?
Those extra trucks are to make sure that we can always send someone to the rescue when a customer needs us.
Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians to the rescue.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna keep you warm all winter HVAC technicians.
Get Eco. Aaron, you bought those 41 new trucks at exactly the right time.
I know, Jerry, because everyone, everywhere, is needing help with their furnace right now.
Summertime is when furnaces develop problems.
The contacts and relays and sensors get all wonky.
Because summertime is when furnaces are not being used.
And our technicians can unwonk them.
Get Eco.
If you need someone to unwonk your furnace, get Eco.
Our technicians can unwonk anything.
And with 41 new trucks, they can get there fast, fast, fast. Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna keep you warm all winter HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
1, 2, 3. Here in the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. D. Biddle places over-unders on how many traffic lights he hits coming into the studio. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Welcome back to On the Money. Dave Biddle, Scottie Vegas, Nate Puderball. Right now it's time for one of our favorite segments. It is This or That. Hit it, Nate.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come.
All right, my first one. All right, there's a game that you're planning on watching on TV. You're invested in it. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl, but this is a game that you are going to be sitting down watching. You're invested in this game. And you know this a couple days ahead of time, and then one of your buddies or somebody offers you free tickets to that game. You're going to watch it regardless. And I'm not talking about you have to fly across coast. Like, you can drive to the game. It might not be in Columbus. You might have to drive to Cleveland or Cincinnati or something like that, Pittsburgh and Indy. But you can drive there. Have you ever turned down free tickets to a game that you're invested in that you end up watching on TV anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm trying to think if I've ever had it happen. I don't think I have, but I can see the situation, right? It's so comfortable and fun to sit in front of your TV, at home, and it's free. You got your bathroom, you got a refrigerator with whatever you want to drink for the day. It's so attractive to sit at home. Like, there's nothing like it. I was sitting, got back from the casino, and the late college football games were going on, and I was just laying across the couch, and it felt so good. Sometimes that's just the way to go, rather than dealing with the parking and the traffic and the prices that you have to pay. So I love going to games. I get it. But yeah, I sometimes turn it down.
I've done it, probably would need two hands to count on how many times I've done it with the Bengals. And a lot of times it's not a last minute thing. It'll be like the day before, like, I got free ticket. You want to come down the Bengals game, free ticket? And it's like, and I'm definitely going to watch the game. And I turn it down a lot because of what you said. Yeah, you get the free ticket, but like driving 2 hours down there, parking, driving back, it's never really the drive down either. It's the drive back that gets me. And I just like, football to me is like made for TV. I've done it for other sports too. I've done it for Reds games where I end up watching the Reds game. I could have gone down there for, have free tickets, although baseball tickets aren't very expensive. I've even done it for a Blue Jacket game here or there. I don't do it as nearly as often if I can just drive if it's in Columbus. But yes, I am actually getting with occasionally being invested in a game that I'm going to watch on TV. I get offered tickets to that game for free, and I still turn them down. Nate.
I don't think I've ever willingly turned down a pair of tickets. Like, I'm sure I have for something major is going on in my life, but I don't count that. As much as it is great to sit down for a game, just a random game in the middle of the year, if you're really invested in it, there is still something special about being in a massive crowd of people with everyone going crazy. Like, you can't recreate that experience.
So the Bengals get the big win on Thursday night against the Steelers. It looked like the Steelers were starting to be in control of the AFC North. And so now they get a loss, kind of opens it up a little bit now. Are you guys, if I'm offering you Steelers or the field to win the AFC North, are you taking the Steelers or are you taking the field?
I would still take the Steelers. I would, because it's hard to imagine the Browns or
it's very hard to imagine the Browns.
The Ravens getting back into it, starting. And even the Bengals, getting that win. One thing the Bengals have going for them, and they are 2-0 in the division. So if they can keep that going, they would own any tiebreakers. But I still think, look at the Bengals. It took a fantastic experience, a fantastic performance from Flacco and Jamar Chase to pull that game out at home by 2 points. I know T. Higgins slid. It could have been worse. Could have been, 7 points or whatever it was, or 6 points. I will still say Steelers over the field to win the AFC North.
So the Steelers are plus 115 to win the division. You've got the Ravens plus 130, the Bengals 6-1, and the Browns 35-1. I kind of think I'm going to take the field. I don't trust the Steelers. Their defense really has not been all that good. And I look at the Ravens' schedule the next 5-6 weeks. It's open. It's an opportunity for them. They got Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets.
If Lamar is healthy.
I
think he will come back after the bye. So next week he should come back. But
right. I think I'm going to take field over Steelers to win the division.
Okay. Nate?
I think I'm going to take field, and I'm surprised in saying that, especially if Lamar is coming back. I think the Steelers just look old. Like they don't
because their quarterback's 42,
and their defense is like 38 on average.
Yeah,
I like how they named it the Icy Hot Bowl with Flacco and Rodgers, and Flacco's got a dry sense of humor.
And Flacco was the better quarterback.
He was. Flacco's. I mean, he's always had just great arm talent, and it's like his arm is as strong and accurate as ever. And he doesn't. He's just so poised. Like the receivers are talking about, he's just nothing like rattles him at all. But yeah, they're talking about the Icy Hot Bowl. Then Joe Flacco having that dry sense of humor. I said afterwards, and by the way, I've never even used Icy Hot. I just thought that was funny. All right, Nate, what do you got, buddy?
All right, with as we were mentioning earlier, the field for college football is pretty wide in terms of 5 through 12. Are you getting with a 3-loss SEC team making the playoffs or 4 ACC/Big 12 teams making the playoffs?
Definitely a 3-loss SEC team for sure. I think they're going to get 4 teams in, and I just don't see the Big 12 and ACC combining for 4. I could see them getting to 3, maybe 2 from one, obviously 1 from the other. They're guaranteed 1 each. I don't think they're both going to be double bid leagues. So I will say I think there's a better chance. I'm getting with there's going to be a 3-loss SEC team that makes it.
I agree with you. And gosh, with this college football playoffs and the amount of losses that we're seeing teams get so far, it feels like, who's that 4th Big Ten team?
You know, this is going to be my next this or that.
Well, then we'll save it.
No, that's a good segue. All right, but finish.
So good you have it prepared for the next one.
You read my mind. That was awesome. But finish your answer to Nate's.
But I do feel like, yes, we are going to see a 3-loss SEC team in the playoffs this year.
I'm actually kind of surprised I'm saying this. I think we're getting 4 teams from the Big 12. We currently have 4 teams in the Big 12 with 1 loss or less, and another 4 with only 2 losses.
I don't like that at all.
I think that's gonna. I think it might happen.
I don't. 4.
BYU
from the Big 12.
BYU's undefeated.
What are their big wins though out of conference for any of these teams?
They played Portland State, Stanford, and East Carolina. That's their only win is against Utah.
I say this out of love to Wittenberg Tigers. I think they played Wittenberg. They played Otterbein. Played a lot of the D3 schools around here. Much love to the D3 schools around here.
I think we're going to see max 2 from the Big 12.
Yes, max 2.
It'll be interesting as this plays out.
There's no way it'll be 4. All right. Are you getting with Nate just said the craziest? No, I'm kidding.
Craziest thing on this show?
I learned you shouldn't be mean to the producers. They control everything.
Yes.
They can make me look really stupid. Even dumber, I should say. All right. Let's see. Are you guys getting with the Big Ten's only going to have 3 teams in the CFP? Or are you getting with no, they'll have more than 3?
Dave, that's such a great question.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott.
I'm going to say somehow we're going to get to 4, but I don't know because, all right, here's the candidates, right? You've got Northwestern has 2 losses. They're not. USC's not at 2 losses. I don't think. Iowa.
There's one way they could
Michigan.
Get 4. I hate to say this. There's one way they could get 4 teams in.
Michigan beating Ohio State.
Because Ohio State would still get in. Oregon would still get in. Indiana would still get in. And Michigan at 10-2 would definitely get in. That's the only way I see the Big Ten getting 4 teams.
What about Northwestern winning out?
I'm going to say no to my own question. They're only going to get 3 in. What about what?
Northwestern winning out.
What's their quality win, though?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
Washington wins out, even with 2 losses. Like, the voters have made it very clear they hate Washington.
Yeah, Michigan would then have wins over
USC
and Ohio State.
What about
they would get in for sure at 10-2.
UCLA without Deshaun Foster? Can they say it's like the NCAA tournament? We were hampered by.
He knew where LA was, and that was it, or where UCLA was located. And
we were hampered by an incompetent coach for the first few weeks. So.
It's the opposite of the FSU quarterback situation.
Yes. The opposite of Kenyon Martin in the NCAA tournament. We're actually undefeated. You got to take the Deshaun Foster stuff out of the mix. But I think the Big Ten's only going to get 3. Because if they get 4, that means something didn't go right on November 29th.
Looking at it, you're right. They're only getting 3.
I think it's only 3.
And the Big 12's getting 5.
We're raising it to 5 now. I love it.
Oh, back to me?
Back to you.
All right. again, I was at the casino yesterday, and we love doing food for our this or that. And so I ordered the quesadilla yesterday. I kind of mixed it up a little bit. Actually, I did steak for lunch, quesadilla dinner. So now are you getting with you prefer having chicken in your quesadillas or steak in your quesadilla?
Whew. And I can't do I want to split them up, right? Pick one or the other. I'll go steak. You can't go wrong either way, though.
Yeah, I'm a steak guy.
I'll never turn out a good steak.
Okay, last one for college football. It used to be like there was like no bye weeks, then there was one, and now last few years there's 2 bye weeks every year. Now, some people don't mind it, some people do. So I'm asking you guys: are you getting with, if you were the commissioner of college football, would you mandate 1 bye week, or would you say no, we're gonna have 2 bye weeks?
I love the idea of 2 bye weeks now that we've gone to this expanded playoffs where you could play 16 or even sometimes 17 games in the year. My only thing that I would change maybe is I would do more with week 0 than what they're currently doing. I know Farmageddon was going on in week 0, but I think we need a bigger week 0. Maybe you have, 10 games for 10 decent games on week 0, but that would be my only change. I do like the multiple bye weeks.
I do too. These guys, I feel like they need a physical break, a mental break, and people are like, well, the NFL only has 1 bye week. True, I get that, but you don't have to do everything just because the NFL does it. I actually like the 2 bye weeks because of what you mentioned with the longer season now. These kids, man, I know they're technically grown adults are getting paid now, but they're college kids. They deserve a break. The coaches deserve a break. I like the 2 bye weeks.
I think now that we're going upwards of 17 games, these kids need 2 bye weeks, and we also do not count 1 bye week with a Division II school. Get rid of that.
All right, up next is Best Bets. This is On the Money.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest periods at time of inception with approved credit.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Here, care is where you need it. With over 350 primary care providers in Central Ohio, expert care is minutes away. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com. Here, heart care helps you heal faster. Advanced, minimally invasive procedures mean less time recovering and more living life. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com.
My advisor at Plant Moran Wealth Management knows my definition of wealthy. Rescue animals. Everywhere. So my husband and I bought property and opened a sanctuary. It's our happy place. And from the sound of it, it's their happy place too.
You have your own personal definition of wealthy. Plant Moran Wealth Management knows it takes a personal approach to get you there. Experience the difference with Plant Moran Wealth Management. Book a consultation today.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. When passion meets craft, you get High Bank Distillery Co. Home to award-winning spirits, exceptional dining, and an atmosphere that makes every visit unforgettable. Sip on their signature whiskey wort. Explore our handcrafted cocktails made with house-distilled spirits. Hungry? High Bank's menu is packed with locally sourced flavors from brunch favorites to dinner classics. Whether you're gathering with friends or discovering your next favorite drink, High Bank is the place to be. Visit their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations to experience the best in craft dining and distilling. Learn more at highbankco.com.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease a new 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE for just $189 a month. You heard it, $189. Plus get owner assurance and America's best warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Only at Great Lakes Hyundai, Columbus or Dublin, or GLakesHyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 10 miles per year. Ends 11/3.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com. And we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Sunday Night Football on the Fan. Catch the Falcons and 49ers live from Levi Stadium. I like uncomfortably tight jeans. Fan coverage starts Sunday at 7:30.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Scottie Vegas places so many bets, he can't even remember which teams he's rooting for. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
It is time for Best Bets. It's how we want to help you become a better on this show. And one of the things that's intriguing to me today is the weather, especially looking at that Dolphins-Browns games in Cleveland. The Dolphins also give up 168 rushing yards per game, which is the most in the NFL, which leads me to one of my first best bets, Dave, and that is Quinshon Judkins to score a touchdown and go over 70 rushing yards today. I don't often take Cleveland Browns offensive player props, as they score the least amount of points of any team in the league, averaging just 13.7 points per game. But today, in the rain, give me Quinshon to score and to go over 70 rushing yards. The other thing that I like, a little revenge spot. How about Mike Vrabel taking on Tennessee? I like New England -7 in that one, so I've got that one circled. Earlier in the show, we went over different college football lines, and the one line that stood out to me that was a little too high. Indiana is a 25-point favorite over UCLA. UCLA's playing some decent football. I know they're flying from California all the way to Indiana, and we're seeing teams that are making that long journey really struggle. I think 25 points is a little too much, so I will take the plus points with UCLA against Indiana on Saturday. Dave, what are your best bets?
It's pretty amazing you had Quinshon Judkins player props. I don't have the exact ones that you did, but I wrote this down before you started talking, so you know I'm not lying to you here. I didn't knock it down. I have Quinshon going over 91.5 rushing yards. That was a great pick by the Browns. 91.5 rushing yards. I have him going over that. He's been fantastic. Steelers bottled him up last week, but they were just, they were like basically just run blitzing him all the time. And there'd be carries where it's like, oh, he's going to lose a yard and he gets 2 yards. And that's like, that was a really good 2-yard run because you didn't lose a yard. It's like a 3-yard net almost. I really like Quinshon. He's been awesome for the most part this year, and I like him going over 91.5 rushing yards. In the rain in Cleveland, absolutely love that. So give me Quinshon Judkins over 91.5.
So one of the most interesting things after the game yesterday to me was Mike Vrabel talking about how good this Ohio State football team is. He had a quote says, "This is as good of a team as I've ever had to prepare for." And after the game, also, Jeremiah Smith was in an interview, and he said he feels like this year's team is better than last year's team. I want to get your take on both of those comments. Both Luke Fickell talking about this is the best team he's ever had to prepare for, and then Jeremiah Smith talking about how he thinks this year's team is better than last year's.
I do think they're better. And I know, listen, that's with much respect to the guys that won the national championship, and 14 guys were drafted off of that team. A lot of guys were early picks, first round, second round, third round. It does seem like they're better. I loved Will Howard. Would you trade last year's Will Howard for what we're seeing for Julian Sayin right now?
Yes.
You would trade. You would take Will Howard from last year.
Oh, no. Okay, I thought you were saying.
Yeah. I mean, no, obviously you would take the running backs from last year, even though I love Bo Jackson. And by the way,
running backs last year, for sure.
We're way too deep in the show to not mention Isaiah West should be RB2, in my opinion. I think both freshman running backs are good.
Offensive line this year versus last year?
I would take this year despite losing Donovan Jackson. Now, if you give me healthy Josh Simmons and healthy Seth McLaughlin the entire year, but during the national championship run, 4 of those guys, really 5, are back right now. We thought they got a good guy in the portal in Onionwa. It turns out they got a good guy in the portal in Daniels. Didn't have a good game yesterday. You still have Jeremiah Smith. You still have Carnell Tate. You lose a Mecca. The tight ends to me are better. So I think overall the offense is better. The defense, you lose 8 draft picks. You lose a defensive coordinator. You're going to take a step back even at Ohio State. Nope, they're better. Is there any doubt that they're a better defense?
No.
So I agree. And special teams weren't good last year, so it's not like, well, the special teams have taken a hit.
Lost your defensive coordinator and upgraded.
Exactly. It's just when you say it out loud, it's wild. You lose 8 draft picks alone off just the defense, and you lose your defensive coordinator, and then you're better the next year. It's insane. But it's reality. I totally agree that they're better. And I get it. 7 games in. They have a long way to go. They have to prove it. But right now, they do seem like they were a better team overall.
We've spent a good part of this hour trying to guess betting lines. And Ohio State's next game, obviously they have a bye this week, but their next game is against a Penn State team that has just fallen off, right? Big time. And it's a complete mess. At the beginning of the year, you would have assumed Ohio State, Penn State, that's probably about a field goal type spread. I think that's what around the look ahead line was. Now, kind of take a guess at what that spread is going to be in a couple weeks, because I'm almost thinking that thing's getting near 20.
Over 20, I would think.
Over 20.
I bet you Ohio State's going to be favored by 23.5, 24. I mean, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? The fact that you have the look-ahead line as close as it was. You had Penn State preseason top 5. You everybody who spent big money on those tickets, this is marquee game, circle it, and now you're looking at probably a 20 to 25 point spread in that game.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, Grunkemeyer wasn't horrible yesterday, the local kid from Olentangy, but man, yeah, I mean, Ohio State's just going to have their way, and the schedule sets up great for Ohio State. You get the bye. Then it looked like you're going to have a tough game against Penn State, but then maybe 3 relatively easy games before Michigan. Now, you can make the argument you're going to have 4 relatively easy games before Michigan, because you play Penn State, you play at Purdue, you play UCLA, you play Rutgers, and then you go to Ann Arbor. And like we were saying earlier, I think Ohio State needs to prepare mentally right now and physically that game's going to be a terrible weather game.
Like today is.
I'm not going to lie. You brought up the idea of Michigan winning earlier to get in. I've been mentally preparing myself because this is how karma works. We'll beat Michigan, but this will be the year we actually lose to Penn State because of everything that's happened.
No chance.
I don't think so. All right. That is our show for today. Thank you very much for joining us. For Scottie Vegas and Nate Puterbaugh, I am Dave Biddle. Up next on The Fan is pregame coverage of the Miami Dolphins at your Cleveland Browns. This has been On the Money.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station.